Justin Fields signing with the Jets for 2 years, $40 million, $30 million guaranteed. Seemed like the Steelers kind of screwed themselves here. Like they kind of, with the whole Russell Wilson footsie stuff. And then maybe, I think even Adam Schefter kind of reported when Twitter was down and everybody was reporting what he was saying on TV. It was that Fields wanted guarantees essentially that he is QB1, like uncontested QB1, no competition. Hey, you're signing me. This is it. And I don't know what happened there, but he goes to the Jets, must get those assurances. Kind of a little, I'm thumbs middle here. Jets needed a starter.
Same.
And I think for Fields, it's kind of a get ready to run some more.
Maybe.
Get ready to run a little bit. And I got some cool running backs. There's some offensive line pieces. We need Olu Fashanu to get back. They have Garrett Wilson still. They need more pass catchers on top of that. But yeah, I'm kind of thumbs middle. Any thoughts on Fields going to the Jets, Matt?
Yeah, I wish we had like any idea what Tanner Engstrand was going to be as an offensive coordinator. I mean, he comes from Detroit, obviously, but it's not as if they have a deep catalog of look at the quarterback run game stuff that they did in Detroit. They had one of the biggest pocket sloths in the league in Jared Goff, and who's
pocket sloths.
Jared Goff, good player. I like watching Jared Goff play football, but he's just not. He's not like him and Justin Fields.
No,
real different. So, I do think this does kind of reek of defensive-minded head coach core. We got a running quarterback. We're going to establish
They're
this
scary.
thing.
They're so hard to defend. We need one.
Yeah, exactly. We've got three running backs here that I think are varying degrees of interesting. Obviously, Breece Hall, but Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis gave him some pop last year. I think that looks like this could just be a team that's really trying to establish it. And like you said, Olu Fashanu, AVT, when these guys are available, big caveat, they do have some linemen that are on the up and up. So I think that I can see a real good run game kind of developing here in New York. The question is just the pass game. Like, I think Garrett Wilson's a great player. I think he's right there in my second tier of receivers if I'm ranking guys in the league. I don't think that Fields is necessarily the guy that's going to get him to like the production that you'd think of a tier 2 receiver, but if he's probably, I'm sitting here thinking about it, like, of all the players that Fields has worked with in the NFL so far, I think Wilson's probably the best separator that Fields has played with. He's probably a notch above DJ Moore in that regard, although Moore's they're just different players.
Moore's his own thing. It's so hard to Moore's kind of like his own little category. I know. Yeah.
I love him, but I have always felt like and I said this to him at the Super Bowl. I was like, can we get somebody to like use you in more yards after catch ways? And he had some fun answer to that, but I won't get into it. But I do think that he's just kind of like, he's his own thing. Like, so Fields and Wilson, I'm interested to see how that connection develops, because otherwise I do think they're going to establish it on that side of the ball.
Yeah, that's what it seems to me. I love that you said this seems like a defensive coach signing because that defensive, no one is more scared of running quarterbacks than defensive coaches, which they might have been,
especially a man coverage heavy coach as well.
Aaron Glenn's just thinking of the divisional round against Jaden Daniels, like, oh god, that stunk. But no, that because it's devastating against them. So yeah, I mean, actually, the Jets just signed Brandon Stevens as well, which is I'll say good luck with that because he was a little rough last year. Especially in the second half of the year. But they did sign that. That's news that just trickled in. But yeah, it just seems like that they're going to be run first. They know that they're not going to win it all this year. This is a revamped team all the way. This is a team that's trying to eat their vegetables, I think, and maybe not get pot committed with a quarterback and saying like, oh, now we got to take a guy in the draft, or we got to, be the Darnold team again, even though that would never happen, or try and do Kirk Cousins desperation or something of that sort. So I'm interested. I think Fields is still an exciting player. He's very imperfect, but you can have some exciting plays out of it, especially if you just have a system around him. Let him throw go balls, let him throw vertically, let him throw outside, and let him run around a little bit. And hopefully he just doesn't take too many sacks. That's kind of the Justin Fields experience. So I understand this. I would say thumb middle because I understand all of this for both sides, even with the Fields maybe being slighted, I think, by Pittsburgh, because I actually would have been a little more excited if he stayed there, just kind of what was going on with him, Arthur Smith, and yada, 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 yada.